I know that this offseason, there's a difference of opinion, and I want to be clear here. This is in no way talking about Josh Giddey as a player. I want to be clear for my Josh Giddey fans, all that type of thing. I'm more so talking about the Bulls more now openness to take hardline stances. Now, we can talk about if it is this the wrong time to do that. Have they done that with the wrong player where it could cost him to be alienated from the franchise? We could talk about that conversation, and maybe after seeing your guys' comments to that, we'll pick up on the conversation tomorrow, right? But I want to more so talk about the fact that, the Bulls for so long have done that, and it's been problematic. And I try to remove how I feel about a player and talk about the fact that, the Bulls may be learning from their past mistakes, because I do think those can be two separate things, right? Two things can be true at the same time. The Bulls can be learning from their mistakes and finally starting to negotiate deals where they should have been doing it before. And it could be another thing said, you may still be doing that with the wrong player this time. So I want to be clear, this is not a mutually exclusive thing. Two things can be true at the same time. So I want to more so focus on the Bulls now taking that stance and looking at value. We've talked about a lot. Me and Pat have talked about it over on Locked On Bulls. You guys have called about it. The Bulls have very much so overvalued their own players for years, right? Or in their desire to keep things together, they've been willing to just pay what they probably wasn't market value. We talked about Nikola Vucevic contract extension. Was that the market value for Vuce at that time? They didn't really even give it a chance to see. Now, I do think the Bulls, more than people have given them credit for, have signed players to fair deals. Kobe and Ayo are on extremely reasonable contracts. Right now, that's coming to end the season, but they did take advantage then at both of those guys coming off down seasons, and they were able to get them for much less than they would have been had they were coming off more solid seasons. But one could say, all right, but Hayes, that was based off the player's performance, and that gave them a leg up. Okay, fair, right? I think when you look at also Alex Caruso's contract at the time was looked at to be very reasonable. Andre Drummond we got for a very reasonable contract, right? So those things. But the Bulls have overpaid at times as well, no doubt about that. And so now with the place that this team is at, and I've said this before, when you are a winning team, you overpay to keep your own guys because you want to keep winning. And the Bulls for a long time have operated as if they were a winning team when we all know they have not been. And that's been one of the problems of this franchise. Again, you can have a different conversation about, is this the right player to do it on with Josh Giddey, and could they be shooting themselves in the foot? Story for another day. But when you talk about a franchise that I look at, and I've judged it enough, and people, it's funny how people, when you talk about things that realistically happen, the people that don't want to hear it talk about it as if it's a negative, right? I don't see it a negative to talk about things that are legitimate. The Bulls have overpaid for people. That's not a negative. It's just real. If it's a negative, it's because it was a negative action, not because the conversation around it is negative, right?